I am so excited to listen to another one of his songs. He's pretty incredible. We already know this, but this is a new one, Your Love by Dimash. Let's get into it. Hi, it's Serene at Serene Vocal Studio. I'm a voice teacher, and I'm going to listen to Dimash sing Your Love. I'm glad you're here today. Please like this video. Please subscribe below, and let's go. Very excited.
I still remember us, where the times where we won, when we were war. Do you recall? Nothing was dangerous. We had the strength to live our dreams, to feed our souls. Now what is left of all this love? It's hide the pain that I find again.
The fan happening. Oh my gosh, it's classic. Woo.
Where do you live? What do you do at night? Do you still care? Do you still share memories? And when I sing, do you still hear my voice? Singing to you every note I can sing. Now what is left of all this love?
Okay, I just have to pause before we get into this key change because I can hear is changing key. That last bit where he started kind of going into that more operatic voice and then followed by that really, really high whistle. I was just thinking, you know, it's very much like he is like starting to accompany himself. I've listened to Elite Bata in my previous video, and I mentioned, was kind of like a one-man band. And in this way, Dimash kind of can be his own one-man band because of how he sings the song, because he brings in this element of really long vowels and more of a round tone. And then when he goes into this whistle tone, dun, 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 that part, something like that, ridiculously high. Like, that would even be super, super, super high for a woman's voice. And I mean, we already know he can do all the things, so why not do all the things and be like a one-man band, which sorry, he is kind of leaning into that. Okay, let's keep going. Wow, I'm really amazed that he can be so all over the stage and his voice be so steady throughout. Like, he was doing a workout on that stage. Now, for any of you who have done musical theater, you know that in a musical, you have to kind of build up your body to be able to move around on the stage and sing, or dance and sing. And it's amazing to me that his voice sounded so clear because he was moving a lot. He had his choreography happening. Like, in a performance like this, you do have to have what you do blocked out on the stage, and you decide, this is the moment where I'm going to get really big. This is the moment where I'm going to, have a really big stance. He liked those really big stances. My goodness. It was like, here I am, which is great. It really helps your diaphragmatic area have the support it needs to have enough air to support your notes and what you are asking your voice to do, right? And he requires a lot of his voice. He requires so much of his voice because of this massive range, and people expect it to be amazing every single time because he can. So I was just thinking there's probably a lot of pressure on him in every one of his performances to make it the biggest, the best, because he does have a tendency to go to the peak of the song and then go beyond the peak of the song, right? But because that's just kind of his style and what he's branded himself as. But I would imagine that would cause maybe sometimes a lot of stress for him because of what is being asked of him. Vocally and physically, because obviously he doesn't just stand there and sing. He performs the song. And at the very beginning, you saw as he was starting the song, he had really gotten himself into this super emotional place, because I could almost see tears in his eyes as he was beginning the song. And you have to be really good at going to that place and hold it together and, not lose it and start crying and bawling and across the stage, right? To be able to rein that in and just keep it as tears instead of full out, I'm gonna totally cry my face off now, right? But he got very emotional at the beginning. I had a student ask me this week, how do you get emotional in a song? Well, I did ask her that question because I said, what do you want to bring out of the song? And one of the things she said was emotion. I said, well, how do you do that? How do you make the song emotional? And she said, well, I just need to sing it emotionally. And I'm like, that's the exact same thing. You just said it differently with more words. But how do you make a song emotional? And then we have this great discussion about how to bring the emotions into whatever piece you're singing to make it emotional and not just be like, I'm going to be emotional. And then you're like, boom, I'm there. You have to practice, right? You have to be able to get there and really make it personal for you so that you can make the song more emotional for your audience, if that makes sense. So a very interesting performance. I don't know if it was my favorite song of Dimash, but you know, that's okay. That's okay. I'm kind of stuck on SOS because the first performance that I heard of Dimash, I had no idea what I was getting myself into with SOS. I'd never heard him before. I didn't actually know what his range was. But now I have this expectation when I listen to him, like, oh, it's going to be big. It's going to be big, you know? And so it's less of a surprise, but more of like, yep, he's doing his thing and he's doing it well. And that's awesome. It's so amazing to have those people who you can depend on for big voices, if that's what you want today, or if you want something different. If you want something a little bit more relaxed, go listen to Elite Bata play his amazing guitar and recorder. Thank you so much for joining me here at Serene Vocal Studio. As always, please like this video, please subscribe below, and I'll talk to you next time here at Serene Vocal Studio. Peace!